are provided by those who came before and inspire us here today. We would also like to thank the family and friends for continued support that these graduates will be counting on as the third of our great nation in the years to come. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional significant achievement demonstrating the dedication of 17 of our graduates who have completed the process to become citizens of the United States of America. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security to allow new community service members to become citizens under the implementation of basic training initiatives. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview that demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. When applicants take the oath of allegiance to the United States Constitution, they become American citizens. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. The Air Force is proud to recognize Airman Kenrick Gibson, country of origin, Jamaica. Airman Alexander Ivatenko, country of origin, Ukraine. Airman Tomei Lamin, country of origin, Cote d'Ivoire. Airman Ricky Thompson, country of origin, Jamaica. Airman Michael Soto, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Kolawale Ige, country of origin, Nigeria. Airman Minjun Kim, country of origin, South Korea. Airman Connor Fagan, country of origin, South Africa. Airman Jean Dave Cortez, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Cameron Mill, country of origin, South Africa. Airman Andrew De La Cruz, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Jose Salome Bernal, country of origin, Mexico. Airman Kurong Richil, country of origin, Bangladesh. Airman Chimayola Chilagaran, country of origin, Nigeria. Airman Armand Pinion Sanchez, country of origin, Ecuador. Airman Leona Rosal, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Juan Robles Ramier, country of origin, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizens of the United States of America. Our newest citizens were led by the military drill ceremonies non-commissioned officer, Technical Sergeant Paul Beatty.
Good morning. I am Technical Sergeant Michael Griffith, Master Military Training Instructor, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. As the flights move into position, and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. Do not stand or sit in the stairways unless entering or exiting the grandstands. Additionally, we ask that you do not stand at the bottom of the grandstands as well as the arena drill pad. At the conclusion of the ceremony, you may proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers, utilize the handrails, and watch for tripping, slipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency and state of training in a command and to promote teamwork and pride in the organization. They also contribute to public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All the movements that you observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or non-commissioned officer, such as a military training instructor, the ability to move their units from one place to another in an orderly manner, to aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leader's orders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formation. Now marching into position, Flight 577, led by Staff Sergeant Richard Ortiz, military training instructor, hometown Fayetteville, North Carolina. PT Excellence Flight, Flight 578, led by Technical Sergeant Angela Belk, military training instructor, hometown St. Petersburg, Florida. Flight 579, led by Technical Sergeant Josefina Veneberg, military training instructor, hometown Virginia Beach, Virginia. Flight 580, led by Technical Sergeant Denzel Miles, military training instructor, hometown Houston, Texas. Flight 581, led by Technical Sergeant Jamar Hart, military training instructor, hometown Richmond, Virginia. Flight 582, led by Technical Sergeant Kirsten Mahler, military training instructor, hometown Brazil, Indiana. Flight 583, led by Technical Sergeant Darren Johnson, military training instructor, hometown Harvey, Illinois. Flight 584, led by Technical Sergeant Jonathan Jasso, military training instructor, hometown El Paso, Texas. Flight 585, led by Technical Sergeant Dane Gerard Ando, military training instructor, hometown, Santa Maria, California. Flight 586, led by Master Sergeant Jonathan Ted Malume, military training instructor, hometown, Tamuning, Guam. Flight 587, led by Technical Sergeant Charnel Albino, military training instructor trainer, hometown, Spanaway, Washington. Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 588, led by Technical Sergeant Roger Shaw, military training instructor, hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Flight 589, led by Technical musical support for this morning's ceremony provided by the graduates from flights 590 and 591, performing under the direction of retired Master Sergeant Samuel Johnson, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown, Stratford, Connecticut. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Morgan.
I invite you to pray with me. Almighty God, we rejoice this glorious morning in the accomplishment of these soon-to-be airmen. We thank you for the loving support from their family and friends who cheered them on through this journey, many of whom have traveled from around this country to celebrate with them today. And we thank you, too, for the investment of time and energy from their MTIs over the many long days of BMT. We pray with your help that this is the dawn of a great era as these young men and women go on to become the leaders and heroes of their generation, taking on the mantle of those who now serve in our Air Force. Bless them with safety and prosperity as they continue a long tradition of defending freedom and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony. The Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 331st Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Hardin. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 331st Training Squadron, and 2004 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant DeMarcus Fournay, accompanied by his fiancée, Danielle Mabry. Also in attendance with us today, the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and 1990 graduate of Basic Military Training, SEAC Ramon CZ Colon Lopez. Brigadier General John Lascodi, United States Army retired, accompanied by his wife, Ursula. The Deputy Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel John Odell III. The Command Chief, 37th Training Wing, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Fournay will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. All right, let's try it again. Y'all wait. Good morning. All right, so welcome. This graduation is special. It's special. So before I even get started, I want all the veterans in attendance today to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and for paving the way for future generations to come. I would also like to highlight our women veterans. This week marks the anniversary of 75 years of women in the Air Force. We started, we'll clap it up. We'll clap it up. We started with 7 officers and 63 enlisted personnel within the 3743rd Basic Military Training Squadron, which is now the 331st Training Squadron. I would like to honor those trailblazers by thanking all of the women graduating today. So, give me a hand. Then to all the families of our graduating airmen in attendance today, if you can look down at the formations, I would like for you to find your loved one and listen to some of these numbers I'm about to throw at you. It took 36 military training instructors, 2 Army drill sergeants, 2 Navy recruit division commanders, and 1 Space Force military training instructor, 52 training days, 80 demanding hours, 106 courses, 27 evaluations, and 30 graduation requirements to create what you see before you. Don't they look good? Yeah. They wouldn't be here without your love, without your sacrifice, and without your support. And they're going to need it in the days to come. I would also like to take this time to thank not only the military training instructors of the 331st, but all of the drill instructors everywhere. You will not find a more dedicated group of professionals anywhere. They're entrusted with this country's most valuable assets, and they perform in one of the hardest jobs in the military at the highest standards. So as you come in contact with a drill instructor while you're out here, take this time to thank them for pouring everything into your loved one. So let's give all the drill instructors a round of applause. All right, to our graduating airmen. So for me, today is special because as I was cleaning out my garage, I found the certificate that said I graduated basic military training on October the 11th, 2004. And I graduated from the 331st Training Squadron. All right, hold on. But unlike some of y'all, I barely graduated. So for the trainees, I got 3 U's in the last week of training, just to put that in perspective. Y'all know what that means. But 19 years in the Air Force has taught me a lot. And one of the things I'm going to leave you with is that 19 years has told me that you will get majority of the things you want. Not all, but majority. If you want to travel, you're going to get that. You want a career, you're going to get that. You want to make some money, the Air Force will pay you on time, sometimes even early if you have USAA. Education benefits it all. But a wise man once said, for every gimme, there's a gotcha. 19 years, I was standing in your shoes, and I was being prepared to fly, fight, and win a war on terrorism. Today, you stand there, and the message is still the same. Fly, fight, and win. And you're challenged to face an even greater conflict than what I was. But we're confident. We're confident that you would do just that, win. Failure isn't an option. As a matter of fact, every morning you stand at attention and you recite the Airman's Creed, and at the end of that, you loudly proclaim that you will not fail. And we believe you. But if I'm being honest, I'm not worried about your success. I'm worried that as we face this future conflict, you won't fail enough from time to time along the way. You see, my time in the Air Force has taught me that there will be a lot of great times, a lot of good times. But at some point, you will fail at something. You will suck at something. You will make mistakes. It's a fact of life. You won't always get promoted. You won't always get the job or assignment you want. You might get hurt. You might become ill. We're going to all fall down sometimes, but that's okay. Because when we fall and we feel like we've hit our rock bottom, that is the best place to build a foundation. And I'm here to tell you that the foundation of every airman starts with integrity, a passion to serve, and at the standard of excellence. No matter the challenge, no matter how hard, I want you to know that the airman that falls and knows how to get back up, that's the airman that will not fail. In the Wolfpack, we have a saying. The strength of the pack is the wolf, but the strength of the wolf is the pack. Now think about that for a second. Strength of the pack is the wolf, but the strength of the wolf is the pack. You all represent the wolves. Remember who you are in your why. Each of you have your own individual talents and your own individual goals that you want to achieve. That's why you chose to serve. It's important that you take care of yourself, continue to grow, and continue to become the best version of you. The pack needs it, your family needs it, your country needs it. But remember, your strength is the pack. The pack represents family, community, and team effort. Reflect on who supported you, who got you to MEPS, who motivated you, got you to run one more lap, do one more push-up, who wrote you letters, who's here today, who got you to pass that inspection. We all depend on each other to complete our mission. You're a part of something bigger than any one individual. So I ask that you discipline yourself in teamwork. And lastly, I'll leave you with this quote. You'll be amazed at how much can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit. As your senior enlisted leader, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations. Wolfpack! Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Hardin will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United States Air Force Basic Military Training. First, let me say thank you to all the family and friends joining us today. 7.5 weeks ago, your loved ones departed home, set on a journey into the United States Air Force. Today marks the day they officially become airmen. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. I have to say, though, they showed up with all different kinds of hairstyles, different clothes, and probably the whitest eyes I've ever seen. But after many repetitions of folding their laundry, making their beds, countless hours of drill, and lots of mentorship from their instructors, I'm proud to say they've made it to the end. And it is my honor to introduce the 671 airmen from the 331st Training Squadron as our nation's Wolfpack. Over the last 2 months, your military training instructors and section leadership have asked a lot of you, and they've held you to a high standard. Your Wolfpack instructors are extremely dedicated to their craft and are the very best at what they do. Family and friends, please help me show the instructors how much we appreciate their efforts. These Wolfpack instructors have worked tirelessly over the last 2 months, providing these airmen with a world-class instruction that lays a solid foundation of what it means to be an airman. Instructors, thank you. Thank you for your dedication and tireless efforts to shaping the future of our Air Force. This week marks that 75th anniversary of women in our Air Force. We started with those 7 officers and 63 enlisted personnel, and they started within the 34th, 73rd Training Squadron. And we are the last remaining squadron that has ties to the WAF Air Force. Our building is known as the Grace A. Peterson Training Complex and is named after Air Force's first female Chief Master Sergeant. She was an MTI and a trailblazer who broke many of the military norms and negative social preconceptions about women serving in the military. Her leadership, courage, dedication, and excellence stand as a testimony of success, not just for women, but for, more importantly, all future generations of airmen. Today, we honor Chief Peterson and all the women who shattered the ceiling and paved the way for the airmen of today. Pack, tomorrow, you will raise your right hand and swear to defend the Constitution against all enemies. Today, while you're with your families and friends, think about what that means. Think about what that oath you take tomorrow, what it means to you, and what it means to your loved ones. It is an awesome responsibility. And make no mistake, no matter your career field, you are a warrior. You have a critical role in defending our country and enabling our leaders to meet the United States national objectives. Even if you're not at the tip of the spear, you will be a key enabler of the world's greatest Air Force. And remember, as you leave us and depart for technical training, build on that foundation your MTIs have laid out for you. Take care of your wingmen and become the airman we know you can be. I won't lie, there will be tough days in your future, but there will also be some of the best days that you've ever had. Never forget why you volunteered to be part of this Air Force family and what it means to be a member of the Wolfpack. It has been my honor to be your first commander, and I know you will continue to excel throughout your Air Force career, just as you have done here in the Wolfpack. I look forward to seeing you all out and about within our Air Force and doing all the great things that I know you're destined to accomplish. Congratulations. Lead the way!
Thank you, Colonel Hardin. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the ounce of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 583, Ayanna Morris. He is from Lost Creek, West Virginia, and joined the Air Force to become an aerospace physiology technician. In the stands cheering is her mother, Ramona. Her recruiter is Technical Sergeant Zachary Sheen from the 311th Recruiting Training Squadron, Clarksburg, West Virginia. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the
Airman's brief. Instructors, place your flight
at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military in dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today, freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the protection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the graduating squadron. Led by Technical Sergeant John Stevens, our Commander of Airmen is Master Sergeant Darius Charles.
Detail. Halt! Come! Attention!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag has flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It has flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free. Yet, it remains invincible.
Come. Sir, the flag is secure. Return to college. Let's wheel. Turn. Over. Turn. Wheel. Turn. Over. Turn.
Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families of graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for their graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicles. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37 Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas.
Dismiss!
Airmen, if you lost the flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.